2011, I went to my first tournament, and it was very nerve-wracking. I got there, and there were lots of people that I had seen on streams and stuff like that, 16-bit, Tom Brady, that kind of thing. And yeah, it was a good nerve-wracking though. It was very exciting, to actually feel like you're a part of this thing, even if you don't do so well in the event or whatever. I set my goal as to not go 0-2. That's all I wanted to do. And I ended up getting 9th at that whole event. So that was a pretty cool experience. I mean, I lost to 16-bit and B-Wiz, so it was two very strong players at the time. So yeah, it's the hard part. The hardest part for me was A, finding out that these tournaments existed, which they do if you don't know about them, and B, was actually working up the courage and that kind of thing to actually go to one. And I think that's the hardest part of the battle that people miss when it comes to tournaments and competing and that whole thing. That just getting there is like such a big accomplishment in itself, even if it's at just down the street from you or something. Maybe you live like 2 blocks away from Combo Breaker coming up this weekend. It's just being there and being in that element is just such a cool experience on all of its own. And just the atmosphere and like the fact that everyone is there for the same reason. Like these games, whether it's Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, whatever, these games just bring people together, and it's a place where like people of like all kinds of backgrounds and like different mindsets, and that they can all sit down and enjoy one thing together. And I just think that's such a cool concept that can just unite so many people and help people just get better at a video game. Like it's a time to put life to the side and let's focus on this for now. Maybe there's a hype grand finals going on. The energy in that crowd, like I've watched streams of finals that I've been at, and I tell you, the stream just doesn't do it justice, man. If you're at a hype event like Combo Breaker Top 8 from Mortal Kombat, oh my god, that's going to be insane. I cannot wait to be there for that. So, I mean, when considering whether to go to a tournament or not, there's just so much more to consider than, well, maybe I won't, do so well or that kind of thing. I think that there's just so much more to the tournament experience than going 0-2. And worrying about going 0-2. Sorry, you won't. I have faith in you. But, like, if you're setting competitive goals for events like this, I would really just, for your first event, just start small. Don't have a goal to get top 8 or something just because, you're doing well online. I would aim low, and I find that by aiming low, when I was at my first event, I won my first set, and I already beat my goal. So that lifted a lot of stress off my shoulders for the rest of the tournament, and every win was just gravy. Every win was just gravy. I got more and more and more, and then that built more confidence. And even though, I'd missed top 8 or whatever, I was so much more confident in myself, and I got a lot of congrats from people for going out and actually performing and doing it as well as I did. So, yeah, I know the same is possible for you if you're considering going to an event, or maybe you are going to Combo Breaker and this is your first event. If you have a goal, I always set my expectations really low for myself for the first time until you know exactly what to expect. And then from there, you can adjust them. And if you don't meet your goal, don't worry about it. That just means you get to go home and practice some more, play some more video games and get better at it. And, one of the things that is really helpful for me, probably the number one thing, is watching your matches. And it's hard if you're, maybe you're just, you went 0-2 in a pool. Maybe if you can have a friend there that just records your matches, like just on the cell phone or something, even that is good enough. And then you can watch it back later and kind of see where your mistakes are, because in the moment is so much different than watching it afterwards. And then you can see yourself and you're like, oh, why did I do that? That was dumb. But in your mind, you're just something that's maybe it's a force of habit and you're not used to that. So that's my one advice for after the tournament. But also bring deodorant and please wash your hands, because there's sicknesses that go around with these things. But I just wanted to make a small face cam video for you guys, because I haven't done that in a while, and I thought that competing was a good topic with Combo Breaker coming up. So if you're maybe too shy to go out to these events, you give it a shot, man. Like they're awesome. Everyone's really friendly and welcoming, and there for the same reason. So one thing that is really scary in a bracket is a name that I don't know. when you're looking at all these names and you're like, okay, this person plays this person, I can prepare for that, the scary ones are the ones that you don't recognize. And that could be